Hello everybody, welcome back. I don't know what day I'll be uploading this, but it's currently Valentine's Day as I film it. We should just have Einstein here in the background. Today I thought, what better day is it to talk about my favorite person to ever exist, and I say that wholeheartedly and genuinely. J.K. Rowling is my favorite person to ever exist, and she has been since I was about 12 years old. There is currently a huge online community right now criticizing her for what reason? That's exactly what I'm basically trying to figure out from this video. Personally, I'm very tired of all this online hate towards J.K. Rowling that's been going on for the past couple years. I see it on Twitter, I've seen it on YouTube. People make 30-minute long videos to just criticize J.K. Rowling. I've watched a lot of these videos actually. Some of them are coming from like Republican news sources, so that's a little weird. I don't know why they're involved. I think maybe because J.K. Rowling is very political on Twitter, but their arguments against her on these like Fox News type channels are just so bad. I think I tried to contact one of them once on Twitter, and their only response to me was, "But she's gay." I think just shows you how smart these people really are. Anyway, there have been very long videos made by Potterheads all over the internet, basically trying to tell people how J.K. Rowling is this terrible human being. I'll be referring to her as Jo through a lot of this, by the way, because that is her real name. Joanne is her real name, but she likes to be called Jo, so I tend to call her that because I've been a fan of her for a really long time, and that's just how she's referred to in interviews and stuff. So I think we can pinpoint this hate back to 2016, and I'm not talking about the release of The Cursed Child. A lot of people did hate that, but they were also able to realize that she didn't write that. It was obviously written by somebody else. She just approved of it. I mean, I personally don't have anything against The Cursed Child. I think it's like a fun play. I've seen it 3 times, and it's actually, because it exists, like so many amazing things have happened to me. I don't think the story is like the best story I've ever heard of. Some parts of it don't make any sense. Some parts of it are completely ridiculous, but it's entertaining. It's still fun to watch. I mean, seriously, if you have not seen the play live, why are you criticizing it based off of a script? I think really the hate for J.K. Rowling really began when Johnny Depp was cast as Grindelwald, because people have been hating on Johnny Depp forever. My mom wouldn't let me watch his movies when I was little because she thought he was weird, and I think a lot of people tend to think that. I mean, he's an actor who was seen as like a heartthrob, but he didn't want to be a heartthrob, so he just did whatever the hell he wanted to. And it makes him very unique and creative, but people who are like normal people will see him with like tattoos and gold teeth and piercings. They'll see that and just go, "Oh, he's so weird, what happened to him? He's a mess, blah blah blah." And they think every single character that he plays is exactly the same. When he was cast in Fantastic Beasts, they just thought, he's going to totally destroy this franchise. And that wasn't their only reason. Obviously, at the same time, it was like right after all these stupid allegations about him came out. People didn't want him in the movie because they're like, the Wizarding World is an escape from abuse, and now we have an abuser in it. And keep in mind, at the time when this was going on in 2016, I knew nothing about it. I didn't know who Johnny Depp was. I mean, I knew who he was, but I had never seen anything he had been in. When he appeared in the movie at the end, I literally didn't know it was him until like some people around me were like, "Oh my god, it's Johnny Depp." And I was like, oh. I never really had anything against him being in the movie. I couldn't judge who he was as an actor or a person because I had no idea who he was as an actor or a person. So for people to then take that out on J.K. Rowling, saying that it's 100% her fault that he's in the film and that she's supporting him and all this other crap, she had to put out a statement a year later saying, "No, we're not going to recast him because we as people who know Johnny Depp know that those allegations are false, and we know more information than you guys do. And all these idiots criticizing her, still saying to this day that she supports an abuser. They seem to have just read the headline, J.K. Rowling supports Johnny Depp, and didn't read anything that she wrote in the statement. If they had and actually paid attention to it, they could literally read, we know more about this situation than the general public. And that means she knows more about the situation with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard than anybody else does, because he showed her the evidence and he told her more than he's told the public, obviously, so he wouldn't get fired. Because J.K. Rowling supported him, now everyone was like, oh, well, we have to hate J.K. Rowling now too, because she's going against the Me Too movement and all this other stuff. Once she kept supporting him, she wouldn't back down from that. People started to find every little thing they possibly could to criticize her about. It just got so ridiculous. I mean, they already hated the Crimes of Grindelwald a year before it came out. Like, of course people are gonna, think it's a terrible movie and vote it down on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, because they already hated it before they even saw it. And once, people started to disprove the Johnny Depp thing, they were like, well, we need something else to criticize. David Yates said Dumbledore was not going to be having sex with Grindelwald in the movie. There we go. Again, when I first read that statement, that wasn't even close to what I thought he was talking about at all. I was like, oh man, they're not going to show it in this movie, they'll show it in the next movies, I gotta wait another couple of years to see that stuff. People immediately took that as, oh, Dumbledore's not gay, she backed down, she's homophobic, she's queer baiting. And then when she went on Twitter and all these people were spamming her with these ridiculous things and she muted them, yeah, people got pissed off, but what do you expect her to do? She's not going to answer to individually every single person saying that, yes, Dumbledore is gay in the movie, but she also couldn't really say much because it would be spoiling the whole thing. The director went out again, and I think Jude Law went out, and Ezra Miller went out, and they said, no, Dumbledore's still gay, he's just not that gay in this movie, we're not going too far into his past in this movie, that's not what it's about. And people were like, okay, we need something else to criticize. So then it was revealed that the maledictus was Nagini. And this had been a theory since the first picture came out. And it was a theory by Super Carlin Brothers, and everybody was on board with it. They're like, oh my god, that would be so cool if it was, that's amazing. But then as soon as it was actually put in the trailer, I think around September-ish, people just freaked out. They were like, oh my god, that's the most racist thing I've ever seen in my life. She is, an Asian lady who turns into an animal and then is owned by a white guy. And I was like, that's what you're getting out of this? I freaked out when I saw that in the trailer. I almost cried because I was so excited about how cool that was. And then to go online and have people calling it racist when that was not even close to what I thought of it. If that's really your first reaction to that, just stop watching Harry Potter, please. Because you're, how stupid are people to see that and their first thing go, that is the most racist, sexist, awful thing I've ever seen in my life. Really? Really? Also, I want to just ask all these people a question. That if Nagini, which is an Asian name from an Asian legend, I think Joe says it's from Indonesia, and I have a friend from Indonesia who is Asian, who, by the way, does not find this racist at all. The actress is Asian, so that just makes sense, because the legend of Nagini comes from Asia. Do you want the actress to be white? Would that make you happy if it was a white man? Because I honestly think that if an Asian snake woman was played by a white man, you would all be freaking out and calling that racist and sexist too. Joe, I totally believe that she has known this information for a long time. I mean, if you watch Fantastic Beasts, there's the Obscurus, and then if you look in the original book from 2001 of Fantastic Beasts, the little textbook thing, it says it's published by Obscurus Books. Joe plans this stuff over decades. She has been, planning it forever, and it all fits together, and it always has. So if people would just relax and let her do that, it'll be fine. I mean, what did you want her to do? All of a sudden just, scratch everything she's ever known about Nagini and just be like, didn't happen. Nope, not a cool little fact thing at all. Let's just throw that away. Honestly, what's bothering me at this point, and I think people have moved past that, but once people saw Crimes of Grindelwald, they're like, oh, all these other ridiculous things, like, I'm not gonna spoil it, because I don't know if people watching this have actually watched that movie yet, but there's, like, some character reveals that people are like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, which, no, it doesn't make any sense if you just watch this movie and say, okay, end of discussion. There's 3 more movies, guys. They're gonna explain it. There's gonna be an explanation. Don't just say, oh, Joe's making stuff up now. Like, she doesn't do that. Okay, she's known about this the whole time, I promise you. And the reason I'm, like, so fed up with all this crap is not just because I love Joe and I love the Wizarding World and all that other stuff. I am a writer myself. Okay, I've been writing for as long as I can remember, and it's kind of insulting and offensive to writers for you to go on Twitter and make fun of them. And I'm not just talking like one person. Like, if you search J.K. Rowling on Twitter, every single tweet that comes up now is just people making fun of Joe for revealing things about the Wizarding World after the Harry Potter books ended. I mean, it's just offensive, because you're basically saying that it's not okay for a writer to continue to write their stories. It's not okay for a writer to love their world so much that all they want to do is just talk about it. What do? If you're a Potterhead, all you do is talk about the Wizarding World. J.K. Rowling created the damn thing. Of course she's going to want to talk about it more. Of course she's going to want to expand it and create it more and answer fan questions because she loves it so much and she created it. And it was like, as she said many times, her safe place for 17 years. Do you really think that she's gonna just stop completely and never, like, revisit it again or never want to talk about it anymore? No, it's this huge thing she created. She literally created a world, okay? You do anything with that, and that's what she's doing. So why are you making fun of her for it? It's gotten to the point where if she isn't inclusive, then people will make fun of her for it, but if she is inclusive, people will still make fun of her for it. Like, you got tweets saying, like, oh, J.K. Rowling's gonna reveal that Dobby was gay or something like that, and then people are also saying that there's not enough gay characters in Harry Potter, and I'm like, what do you want from her? And then all of a sudden when she makes a minority character, everyone calls it racist, because that character just so happens to turn into an animal. Like, there's, you know, no other character in the entire Harry Potter saga to ever turn into an animal. Just this one's permanent. And it's not like any of these other characters that turned into animals, there was, you know, no discrimination against them at all. They just happen to be white men. In our society, white men are seen as, like, the highest level of anything. So if your character that's discriminated against is a white man, then nobody cares. But all of a sudden, if it's an Asian woman, I mean, just burn the thing. That's what's really pissing me off now, is all these people just constantly making fun of her for things she literally doesn't control. Like, some of the stuff she really doesn't control. She doesn't control, like, the final casting decisions on stuff. She can make suggestions, but that's why when you watch the credits, there is a, like, credit that says casting by and then a name. Not J.K. Rowling. She didn't cast these movies. She made suggestions, and then professional casting directors cast the movies. It's just something that drives me insane at this point. Like, why is everyone making fun of her? She's not racist. She's not homophobic. She accidentally liked a transphobic tweet once, and I'm sure that, I mean, I know I have, like, accidentally liked things before, and then, like, scroll back up and go, oh no, that's, no. And because she has, like, 14 million followers, like, obviously people are going to notice if she accidentally likes something like that. It's an accident. She would never actually do that. She's, like, known to be super liberal on Twitter, and then you people really think that she would be homophobic or transphobic or sexist or racist or any of that stuff? Really? Does that make any sense at all? She's literally a victim of domestic violence. Why would she cast a domestic abuser in a movie? She wouldn't, which means either she's the world's biggest hypocrite or Johnny Depp is not a domestic abuser. I mean, which one makes more sense here? I honestly think the reason the Crimes of Grindelwald didn't do as well as the first one is because There was like two groups of people who saw it. Potterheads who literally went in there already hating it, watched the movie and just go, see, I told you it was terrible. And then the other group of people was idiotic movie critics who didn't know anything about the Wizarding World, who would just walk in there and go, I'm confused, so this movie sucks. Yeah, you're gonna be confused. You need to know some stuff about the Wizarding World to watch a sequel to a prequel about the Wizarding World. You can't just walk in there having seen no Harry Potter movie, and if you've seen Fantastic Beasts, it was in the cinema in 2016. And then just pretend like you remember everything from that, and then just watch this movie and go, I'm confused, it sucks. People just need to, like, relax, okay? Just relax. J.K. Rowling, there's nothing wrong with her, and I think at this point, the saddest thing is that I think people have been criticizing her so much, she got off Twitter. She hasn't been on Twitter in, like, a month. Which really sucks, because her tweets, like, would make me laugh and, like, make me, like, really happy, and I kind of miss them. And just, if the reason that she's left Twitter is because these assholes constantly are making fun of her and bullying her, anybody's hypocrites, it's them. The Harry Potter franchise, one of the main messages in it is how wrong bullying is and how horrible abuse is, yet all these people are on Twitter bullying and abusing and harassing the creator of Harry Potter, claiming that she is now a bully when she's not, because as far as I know, she hasn't been bullying anybody. She has just been expressing her opinions, making up these ridiculous memes about how awful it is for her to continue writing about a world that she loves. I could sit here and rant about this all day, but I have to do other things. Anyway, I hope this video made sense. I've been confused for a while, and I'm sick of keeping my mouth shut about it, about just how confused I am and how I've been trying to understand these arguments that make no sense whatsoever. Yeah, if you're out there and you're hating on J.K. Rowling, please just stop and think about for a second why you're hating on her. And if your reasons include Johnny Depp, Nagini, Dumbledore is gay, even though there's literally a moment where he intensely and intimately holds hands with Grindelwald in the Crimes of Grindelwald, where there's a lot of, like, stuff implied there. That's the thing. Show don't tell. Wait for it. He will be gay. But she's continuing to write the series that she invented and can write for as long as she goddamn wants to. You don't have any valid reasons to hate her. Those are completely bullshit. So just lay off. Can we just go back like 10 years ago or even 5 years ago when people were just happily loving the series? Why is everybody suddenly hating each other? Why is everyone attacking the creator? This is why we can't have nice things, people. I am very, very excited to watch the extended edition of The Crimes of Grindelwald tomorrow, and I will love every second of it, and I will watch it a million times because it is a good-ass movie. So, if you have a problem with the movie, fine. Don't watch it. Don't watch the next ones. Just, shoo. You don't need to stay in the fandom. Nobody's forcing you to watch them. But if you're gonna watch it, and you're gonna hate on it, just because you want to hate on it, then why are you watching this? Go away. Nobody wants you to sit here and constantly criticize these movies. Okay, I'm just ranting at this point. Anyway, I'm gonna make some happy videos now because this is getting me angry. Alright, bye guys.